Okay, cool. Hello, welcome. I'm Alex. This is yoga. I'd like to work on some upper body stuff today. And yeah, we're gonna start in a child's pose. No props required. All levels are welcome. Keep an eye on the time. Bring your big toes together. The knees are apart. Walk your hands out and away from you. On an exhale, forehead down to the mat. Make sure the mic is on. Okay. Bring your awareness to the present moment. To the breath. Choose to be calm, choose to breathe and arrive. Walk your hands over to the right. Left hand on top. Soften the left shoulder down. Stretch through the left side of the torso. Walk your hands a little bit farther away from you. Okay. And switch. Walk your hands through center. Right hand on top. Relax the right shoulder down. Walk your hands back to center. Prop up onto fingertips and press. My mat is so crooked. Press down through your fingertips underneath the armpits as well, and feel some engagement in the upper body. Bring the forehead down. Take a breath. Soften the wrist. Prop up onto your elbows and touch each shoulder, opening under the triceps. And press up to a tabletop. Tuck the toes and let's draw some circles with the body right, forward, back, and around. Feeling the weight redistribute between the hands. Go both directions. Neutral spine tabletop. One cat cow. Inhale to arch. Exhale, round. Neutral. Tuck the toes and hover the knees. Shift the weight forward 2 inches. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, especially because the upper body's a little bit more warmed up, stretched out than the lower body. So take your time balancing everything out. And walk to the top of the mat, ragdoll, separate the feet about hip width. Relax the entire upper body. Bring the feet together. Completely relax over the legs. Press to stand. Bring your palms to touch, roll the shoulders back and down, and reconnect to the present moment. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Lengthen through the side bodies, lift up again. Exhale, swan dive forward. Relax the knees and round up again. Inhale, arms overhead. Interlace the fingers, index fingers out, press a button on the ceiling, 3 breaths. Relax the knees and round up again. Inhale, arms overhead. Lift out, forward fold. Right foot back to a lunge. Tall on the toes of the back foot. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Press off of the back foot, step to the top of the mat. Relax over the legs. Excuse me. Round up to standing, palms touch. Inhale, arms overhead, 4 breaths. Reach straight up. Inhale, arms overhead, 4 breaths. Reach straight up. Okay, there we go. Ew. Release out, forward fold. Hands down, left foot back lunge. Quality movements, intentional movements. Choose to be strong and present. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Long exhale. Round up. Arms overhead. Reach up, see the ceiling, 4 breaths. Lift out, forward fold. Halfway lift, long flat back. And from the look up position, hands down, step back plank. Hold here, press the mat away, imagine you're floating. And from the look up position, hands down, step back plank. Lower all the way down to the mat for a quad stretch. Rest the forehead on the left hand, bring the right foot in, press the hips forward. And switch. Release. Cobra, tops of the feet down, just one, elbows in close. Use the back strength to lift up halfway. And down. Press up to a tabletop, and we're back to downward facing dog. Let's find stillness this time. Press the hands away, press the heels down, and open up under the triceps. Press up to a tabletop, and we're back to downward facing dog. This time. Lower your knees to the mat. Untuck the toes, one cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Neutral. Tuck the toes and sit back onto your heels. Pull the pinky edges out. Let's do eagle arms. So right arm under, left arm over. And we're stretching the upper body. So up and down with the shoulders. You can move the upper back. You can go just more vertical. It's kind of a just feel it out kind of stretch for you right now. It's also stretching the bottoms of the feet. Let's switch. Left arm under. And if this is too confusing, just find something that feels good with the arms crossed. And release, tabletop. Relax the feet, tap them out. Some people find this really hard on my hair is just always special. Okay. Roll out the ankles. Tuck the toes, and we're back to downward dog. Step the right foot between your hands for a lunge. Draw in the core as the hips start to open. Lower the left knee, look straight ahead, shoulders back. Exhale, try to press both legs straight, pyramid pose. Lunge, keep the back knee lifted. Lunge, twist, left hand down, right arm opens. Right hand back down. Right foot back to a plank, hold. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps between the hands, lunge. Lower the right knee, shoulders back. Exhale, pyramid pose. Lunge into lunge twist. Right hand down, left arm opens. Left hand down. Plank. Downward facing dog. Top of the mat, forward fold. Lengthen out the spine and relax over now longer legs. Press to stand. Bring your palms to touch. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, 3 breaths or a back bend. Look at the ceiling, reach up and out of the waist. Let's do 4 breaths actually, see the ceiling. Release, forward fold. Halfway lift. And from here, hands down, plank. I'm going to lower to my knees because I'm trying to build some strength and work on form. We're going to do a chaturanga push-up, just like a push-up. Press down and up. We're going to chaturanga, upward facing dog. Open up the front of the body, tops of the feet press down, hang out here. Pull the chest through and weight is in the front part of the hands. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Child's pose on your elbows. Tricep opening a little bit at a time. Bring the forehead down, walk the elbows away from you. Lower your knees to the mat. Child's pose on your elbows. Tricep opening a little bit at a time. Bring the forehead down, walk the elbows away from you. Release. Walk your hands in and thread the right arm underneath the left. Make a fist with the left hand, forehead down. Use a deep breath to stretch across the shoulder and upper back. Make a fist with the left hand, forehead down. Use a deep breath to stretch across the shoulder and upper back. Switch sides. Press into the left hand to lift up, right arm forward. Left arm threads underneath. Switch sides. Press into the left hand to lift up, right arm forward. Left arm threads underneath. And release. Tabletop. By the way, there's great collagen in there. There's a link below. My coffee. All right. Come to a tabletop. We're going to do puppy pose. Hips stay over the knees. People usually want to bring them with them. Walk your hands forward to the top of the mat and bring the forehead down. Let's start with the forehead. Shift your weight forward into Sphinx. Prop up onto your elbows. They are forearm distance away from each other. Tops of the feet are down about hip width. Press down under the wrists, the elbows, the hands. Pull the chest through. Shoulders down again. They are forearm distance away from each other. Tops of the feet are down about hip width. Press down under the wrists, the elbows, and release. Tabletop. Find a neutral spine. Reach the right leg back and up. Keep the knee facing down. Weight is even between the hands. Pull in the core. And reach the left arm forward. Find a neutral spine. Reach the right leg back and up. Keep the knee facing down. Tabletop. Extend the left leg back and up. Right arm forward. Squeeze the core. Extend the left leg back and up. Neutral spine. Cat back. That's the round one. Press everything away. Tuck the chin, scoop the tailbone. Neutral, just somewhere in the middle. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Long spine. Top of the mat. Forward fold, halfway lift first. And then relax over the legs. Soften the knees and round up to standing. Bring your palms to touch. Reconnect to the present moment. Inhale, arms above your head. Hold the left wrist with the right hand. Pull up and lean up into the right. Keep breathing. And lift, switch it out. Hold the right wrist with the left hand. Pull up and create length down the right side of the body. And come back to center. 4 breaths, arms overhead. See the ceiling. Start seeing behind you on the ceiling. Draw a line toward the wall behind you. And come back to center. 4 breaths, arms overhead. See the ceiling. Start seeing behind you. Draw a line toward the wall. Lift out. Swan dive forward. Long exhale. Halfway lift. And from here, hands down, plank. Side plank, left hand down, right arm up. And plank. Side plank, left hand down, right arm up. Switch, right hand down, left arm up. And plank. Let's do one slow, strong chaturanga, lower down, halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, long exhale. Lower your knees to the mat. Right leg back, left arm forward. Try to keep the core engaged. And switch. Tabletop. Cat back only, the round one. Press everything away. Neutral. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Balance on the left foot, lift the right leg up, keep the hips square, knee facing down, right foot flex. Open up under the triceps. Press, act like you're gonna step on the wall behind you. 2 feet. Left leg lifts. Two feet. Lower your knees to the mat. Untuck the toes. Right leg back. Left arm forward. And switch. Tabletop, cat, back. Round, press the tops of the feet down. Neutral. Puppy pose. Hands to the top of the mat. Bring your forehead down. Into Sphinx pose. Remember to pull the chest through. Lower down. Press up to a tabletop. And lower down onto your forearms. Set up a forearm plank. So start pressing down through the wrists, the elbows, and walk the hands back. Lower the hips down. Pull in the core, squeeze the legs. And release. Tabletop. Downward facing dog. Balance on the left foot. Lift the right leg back up. This time, let the hip open. Squeeze the right leg straight. Step the right foot between the hands, lunge. Inhale, lower the left knee, shoulders back. Exhale, pyramid pose. 2 more times. Inhale, forward, open up the left hip flexors. And exhale, press back, hamstrings. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Lunge. Lunge, twist. Left hand down, right arm opens up. Right hand back down, right foot back, plank, hold. Forearm plank. Right hand back down, right foot back, plank, hold. If you can go straight to your plank pose and back, we're all going back to down dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Cat back, round. Neutral. Tuck the toes, downward facing. Stand on the right leg, lift the left. Hip opens. Left foot steps between the hands. Lunge, and then lower the right knee, shoulders back. Exhale, pyramid pose. 2 more times. Forward for the hip flexor. And back, hamstrings. Once more. Long exhale. Lunge. Lunge twist, right hand down, left arm up. Left hand down. Left foot to a plank. Into forearm plank. Try to go for the least. Let's see, if you automatically go for the right elbow first down, let's try to switch that up sometimes. And back to a downward facing dog. Tabletop. Untuck the toes, cat back, round. Neutral. Downward facing dog. Top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Round up to standing. Bring the palms to touch, reconnect to the present moment, to strong, good posture, to confidence, stand evenly between the feet. Inhale, arms overhead, 3 breaths. Bring the palms to the present moment, to strong, good posture, confidence, stand evenly between the feet. Inhale, arms overhead, 3 breaths. Lift out, forward fold. Round up to standing. Bring the palms to touch. Balance on the left foot, lift the right leg, hip height. Knees bent at a right angle, light flexion of the foot, draw in the core. Bring the palms to touch. Balance on the left foot, lift the right leg, hip height. Arms overhead. Knees bent. Try not to move the rest of the body too much. palms back to heart center. And then set the right foot down. Stand on the right foot, lift the left leg. Draw in the lower belly. Arms overhead. Stand on the right foot, lift the left leg. Draw in the lower belly. Lower your hands back down, stand even taller. And 2 feet. Balance on the right foot and pick up the left ankle from the inside. So the thumb is on top. You don't have to rotate the wrist around too much. Start with the knees right next to each other and the left arm is overhead. Let's hold here. Lengthen the tailbone down. Strongly pull in the core. What do you feel? You feel the left ankle fatiguing. You feel the right shoulder turning out. You feel the hand gripping the right ankle, not too tightly, and you feel the knees next to each other. Some stretch, some tension in the left shoulder. Relax your expression. 2 feet, bring the palms together. Notice what you feel right to left, and let's switch sides. Balance on the right foot and pick up the left ankle from the inside. So thumb is on top, it's open. That's the tricky part. We're just creating a strong foundation for a future pose. Actually, you could practice this on its own, and you should. Right arm overhead. Stand, lift out of the right hip. So notice if you're sinking down, can you stand even taller? Run through that whole list again. Draw in the core. Feel the left quad stretching. You're not holding the left ankle foot too tight. Left shoulder's opening. Maybe you feel a tingle in the right hand, the right ankle. This is all present moment observation. This is why you feel better after yoga, because you're present, you're not anxious, you're not thinking about the future or the past. You're trying to balance and listen to me talk all day. All right, let's stand on 2 feet. Inhale, arms overhead. Let's just reach straight up for 3 breaths. Lengthen the tailbone down. Press a button on the ceiling. Lift out, forward, fold. Sit down, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart, hold the outside edges of the feet, shoulders roll back and down, and let's fold over butterfly legs. Sit down, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart, hold the outside edges of the feet, shoulders roll back and down, and let's fold over butterfly legs. Sit up. Soles of the feet on the mat for reverse tabletop. Hands behind you, press and lift. Sit up. Soles of the feet on the mat for reverse tabletop. Hands behind you, press and lift. Sit down, extend your legs out in front of you, arms above the head, and fold forward. Sit down, extend your legs out in front of you, arms above the head, and fold forward. Sit up, reverse plank, hands behind you, lift your body up. And sit down. Turn to face the long edge of your mat, wave at me. And left leg in, right foot leg out, left arm up and over. Keep this in the side of the body so you're not slouching forward. And left leg in, right foot, leg out, left arm up and over. Keep this in the side of the body. And sit up, switch out the legs, right foot in, left foot out. Right arm up and over. And sit up, switch out the left, right foot in, left foot out. Right arm up and over. And sit up, tabletop. Stand on your knees. Knees about hip width. Place your hands on the lower back. We're going to do camel butt. Stay with me. We're doing a little bit at a time. Hands on the lower back, pinkies near each other or just wherever is supporting. Roll the shoulders back. Press down through the tops of your feet and look up. Let the chin lift. And we're going to hold here for 4 breaths. Hands on the lower back, pinkies near each other or just wherever is supporting. Roll the shoulders back. Press down through the tops of your feet and look up. Let the chin lift. And we're going to hold here for 4 breaths. Release out and sit down on your heels, straight spine. Tabletop, downward facing dog. Long spine. Top of the mat, halfway lift, long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Round up to standing. Stand on the left foot, pick up the right ankle from the inside. Let's set up where we were before. And then let's swipe the knees and lean forward, kick into the right hand. Lean forward. Let the right shoulder open and lean forward. Fingers are sealed on the front hand. This is standing bow. Left leg is straight. Lean forward. Let the right shoulder open and lean forward. Fingers are sealed on the front hand. This is standing bow. Left leg is straight. Carefully return to 2 feet. Palms touch, contain the energy. Stand on the right foot. Lift the left leg, pick it up from the inside. You're not holding too close to the toe. That may seem closer. You want to reach down a little bit more. Start with your strong foundation, right arm overhead, knees next to each other. And then the knees swipe as you kick into the hand and lean forward a lot. Let the left shoulder open and lean forward a lot more. Find a place you can hold, straight standing leg. If your knee is bending, just go back to the first pose. And 2 feet, palms together. Inhale, arms overhead. 4 breaths, straight up or a back bend. And 2 feet, palms together. Inhale, arms overhead. 4 breaths, straight up or a back bend. Lift out, forward fold. Halfway lift, create a right angle with the body as best you can. And from here, hands down, plank. Separate your feet about hip width and lift the right leg up. Float away from the mat. And switch. 2 feet, downward dog. Tabletop, stand on your knees. Camel pose. Hands are on the lower back again, and you'll lift straight up. To bring the heels closer, lift up onto the toes. We're going to reach back one hand at a time, and you are pulling the chest up. It's not just slouching and leaning back. It's lifting and going up and over, one hand at a time. Breathe, about 4 to 5 breaths. Lift out one hand at a time and sit back on your heels with a straight spine. Sit up tall, reach your arms overhead. You're still on the knees and twist to the right. You won't have as much leverage. That's okay. Right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee. Right shoulder blade back. And arms overhead. And switch. And release, tabletop, downward dog. Step to the top of the mat, halfway lift, and fold forward, getting so close to the legs. Relax the knees and round up to standing. Here today. I think it's like folded through my mic thing, funny. Standing bow again, balance on the left foot, pick up the right. Now, if your knee's bending and you're kind of dancing around, just stay here until your leg gets stronger for a couple of classes with me. Swipe, lean forward and kick. Lean forward and kick. Just about 12 seconds. You got this. Swipe, lean forward and kick. Lean forward and kick. Just about 12 seconds. 2 feet. Stand on the right foot. Pick up the left leg. Ankle from the inside. Right arm overhead. Swipe, kick, lean forward. Stand on the right foot. Pick up the left leg. Ankle from the inside. Right arm overhead. Swipe, kick, lean forward. Two feet. Palms together. Stand tall. Utkatasana. Bend the knees and sit back. Wiggle the toes to make sure you can sit really low. Press to stand. Bring the palms to touch. Inhale, arms overhead. 4 breaths. Press to stand. Bring the palms to touch. Inhale, arms overhead. 4 breaths. Lift out. Forward fold. Back bending rewires how your brain processes pain. Fun fact for the day. Inhale, halfway lift. And from here, hands down, plank pose. It's also subconsciously helping you to build confidence and get rid of fear, or at least face fear. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Cat back round. Neutral. Reach the right leg back and up, left arm forward. Pull in the core. And switch. Tabletop. Stand on your knees, camel pose. Remember, we're lifting up. There's little imaginary hands lifting you up by the torso. Lift up, open, And go back one hand at a time. Lift out. Sit down. Sit up tall, just straight spine. And twist to the right. To the left. Neutral. Tabletop. Downward facing dog. Lift onto the toes, tuck the chin, and ripple through to upward facing dog. Untuck the toes. Dip onto the left hip, look over the right shoulder for the right back corner of the mat. And switch. Come back to center. Upward facing dog. And child's pose. Remember arriving here just a little while ago. You've been present. You've chosen what to do with your time. Choice is a practice. Tabletop, downward dog. Balance on the left foot, lift the right leg back up. Hip opens just for the reach. Pigeon, why does it keep cramping? Pigeon right side. We've really focused on the upper body, so don't expect too much out of this pigeon, but get to where you're gonna go, stay present, and breathe. Stay where you are for a few more breaths, or sit up and practice your quad stretch. It is so beautiful out today. Release back to a downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up behind you just for the reach to see if you can feel any difference in space and downward dog. Oh, that felt good on my upper back today. Left leg back and up. Hip open, squeeze the left leg strong. Pigeon left side. There is a mockingbird singing so loud. I wonder if you can hear it. Relax out any tension. that reveals itself. Physical and or mental. A few more breaths where you are, or quad stretch, or just practicing sitting up, because that can be a lot for the hip flexor as well. It's a little bit at a time every single day. I've been trying to go live every day, just about, because it keeps me accountable. And I'm almost at a kind of big YouTube milestone, so feel free to continue to support my channel with likes and viewing, comments. Self-promotion is fun. And downward facing dog. Lift the left leg back and up. And downward facing dog. Tabletop. Bring your feet out and around in front of you. Lie back on your mat. No. Let the shoulder blades relax open. Hug the right knee into your chest. Squeeze. Release some of the squeeze and twist. Guide the leg across to the left. Right arm reaches out and away, palm down. Look straight ahead so you can focus on opening through the chest and twisting the torso. Come back to center and switch out the legs. Left leg in. And twist. Come back to center and switch out the leg. Left leg in. Whenever you do back bending, you complement that with opening up the hips and the twist and doing twists. And opening the shoulders first helps as well. Come back to center. Hug both knees in. Shavasana. Close the eyes, lengthen out the spine, relax the temples, the face, blink the eyes closed, and shift the focus of your eyes to the center of your forehead just above the eyebrows. I will close our practice together, so you just exist. I will be in touch. Keep the eyes closed. Introduce a deep breath. Fill up all the way. You're going to hold it at the top. So breathe in, fill up all the way, fill up, hold. Long exhale. Near the end of that breath, start to blink the eyes open. Can you actually feel the light as it re-enters the eyes? Gently reanimate your body and make your way to a seated position. Take any moment of presence or peace that you felt either during Shavasana or through the whole practice with you. Hold on to that, make that choice. Left arm up and over, side body stretch. Switch. And both arms above the head, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee. Bring the right shoulder blade back. Sit up tall. And release through center, arms overhead. Twist to the left. And release through center, closing breath. Inhale, arms overhead. Reach up. Long exhale. Lower the hands down. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I am so grateful for your presence, for this practice, this community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please let me know if you enjoyed this. And until next time, namaste. Namaste. Let's go see if my dad turned the heat on since it's below 80 degrees. Comment, like, subscribe, watch me.